Edwards was recently asked by the Wall Street Journal how his generation of basketball players compared to the ones that came before him. Edwards replied by saying, quote, "I didn't watch it back in the day, so I can't speak on it," Edwards said. They say it was tougher back then than it is now, but I don't think anybody had skill back then. Michael Jordan was the only one that really had skill. You know what I mean? So that's why when they saw Kobe Bryant, they were like, oh my God. But now everybody has skill. First of two tweets. Number one, propaganda works. So be careful what you choose to believe. Here's the second one. They look faster today. He's talking about today's athletes. They look faster today because of the rule change, which prohibits holding and hand checking to impede progress. In football, for example, wide receivers can play in the middle of the field without fear and rack up more yardage. Today, the rules favor quarterbacks and receivers. I love Ant-Man, but you show your youth, my young brother. Whippersnapper, young whippersnapper, wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac. You understand?
I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago, if I'm being 100. And this is to Ant, this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back.
Nah.
You hear what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back. And then if you shot that it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But, bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Real shit, because I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago.
Straight up.
The locker room was too grown. Real shit. I'm talking about in the locker room. You can't be on your phone in the locker room. You can't. Bro, 20 years ago? Nah, nobody in this era could have played 25 years ago. We said that. And I'm talking about not just the play and all the skill that everybody got, actually was called bad shots and lack of efficiency. It was until they started all the data and saying take more threes than twos. Before then, we played ball, bro. We didn't give a fuck about all that other shit. And the GM couldn't come down and say, put into a game plan with a coach like Doc or D'Antoni talking about, we trying to get touches and touch the paint. Bro, I didn't see.
Yeah, it's hard to say more skill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody in this era has a mid-range.
You couldn't get, nobody.
Nobody in this era has a post game. Yeah, they don't.
Try to do, okay, young fella, if you hear me, and then y'all exhaust the ball. Y'all are dribbling the air out of the ball.
Right.
Y'all dribble the ball 100 times more than another nigga.
Right.
Catch it off the bounce. One dribble, two dribble, pull up. Let me see you do that off the bounce.
Right.
Let me see your skill work off that. I ain't even known it like this, but bro, you can't come for and not expect a rebuttal on bro, real it was totally different. And you had to have that work, and you had to really work on your shit. It wasn't no, you was out 2-3 games, man. Your teammates, hey, bro, what you doing tonight? You going? Nah, I can't go, man. My toenail off, man. I can't. Nah, bro, you can't even come in here and lead no like that. You hear me?
Nah.
So you had to strap it up, and you had to get out here. You had to dive on the floor. You had to get in the rumble. Yeah.
Right.
Real shit. Right. You had, man, it was men leading men.
There are a lot of great players, but there's only a few guys who move the needle. The two most important figures in NBA history are Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are the two most important figures in NBA history. We should always give credit to the guys who came before us. I remember vividly me, Doc, Moses, Bobby Johnson, Andrew Toney, we were in the locker room one day, and it broke that Magic Johnson had been the first NBA player to make $1 million. We were walking around high-fiving each other. We could not believe that an NBA player made $1 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I'm with Doc and Moses now, who are all-time greats. They're high-fiving each other. They're like, we can't believe an NBA player to making $1 million. That's how crazy it was thinking about money back in the day.
Did you have any idea that you guys were going to put basketball, the NBA, back on the map, and you're going to redefine what the NBA was?
No, Shannon, we didn't know. But what we just did was just played our game. My first final of my rookie season, we're on tape delayed.
Yeah.
The finals.
Yeah, that's what people don't realize. The game weren't live.
No, tape delayed.
Tape delayed.
People don't realize that.
They don't even know that.
The NBA Finals was on tape delay.
And Shannon, you got one game a week on Sunday.
You did. I remember.
You got one game a week on Sunday. And people now, you can watch a game 7 days a week. We own
All the games.
All the games. I said, no, you don't understand.
People look at this thing now where guys are making $30, $40, $50 million. When I came in, it was David Stern's first year. The average salary was $200,000.
The average salary now is $10 million. We got 3 NBA players, I think, 3 or 4, making $60 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
In the next 5 years, we're going to have guys making 70, 80, 90
Luka will probably be first.
It's going to be crazy.
80 a year, Chuck.
Yeah, 80 a year to play basketball.
Magic and Bird, those guys changed the entire trajectory of the NBA and made it what it is today.
Because if it wasn't for those guys, nobody would be. Y'all making this money because y'all were born at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not better than Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird,
Right.
Kareem, Wilt, Bill Russell. You're not better than those guys. Just to be appreciative of how lucky and blessed we are to do something stupid and make $1 gazillion. Going back to what we talking about, have respect for the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for Michael,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't make millions of dollars from Nike a year.
Right.
LeBron, Kobe wouldn't make millions of dollars from Nike a year. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan, we all wouldn't have commercials. People act like athletes always did commercials. No. Number one, none of us had a shoe deal until Michael. None of us shot commercials until Michael. So whether you want to debate who's the greatest, that guy.
Michael Jordan's been out of the NBA for 16 years. Sold $130 million. He made that much in annual income on shoe sales last year. There's a lot of factors for this. The style, the cool, the logo that's international.
Jordan's brand last year generated over $3 billion. It was almost 10% of Nike's overall sales. That doesn't make any sense.
Man, Jordan was a mogul, man. You got to understand, bro. Like, Jordan was the truth, bro.
There's not a more famous person in America that you see less of, except on shoes and logos, than Michael Jordan. If you're great, you're frozen in time.
We should always give credit to the guys who came before us.
Correct.
Always.